Hello everyone and welcome to episode 16 of the Moaning Show. I'm HCD Rules 0001 and in this edition I would like to answer a request from a family member. Hello Uncle John. And I'd like to talk to you today about car parking and car parking fees. Now, it's a well-known fact that I'd say there are at least 20 to 25 million cars, maybe even 30 million cars in this country as we speak. Or, you know, it's a round figure, it's probably rounded off as well. But with those 20 to 30 million cars on the road, there are also needs to have these cars parked. Now, this is a subject that will affect everyone who owns a car, or everyone that has a car, to get from A to B. And that's basically what cars are for. They're for transporting either passengers or goods, or shopping wise, appointments wise, and things like that. And this is basically what I'm trying to get at. First, I'll go on to car parking in general. Now, say like you're like me, you don't live on the coast, but you live near the coast or whatever. So you go out, you've been planning the trip for days, the weather's quite good, and you're out and you get to your destination, and the first thing you have to do is find somewhere to park. Now, that's basically the whole point of parking, is to find a spot where you're going to be based in terms of the car. So you've got to base your journey when you get to your destination. You've got to base your walking journey in and around the parking area. And depending on how healthy you are, you go further or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. The first thing that strikes me is that parking bays is quite difficult, this, because I think councils in general all over the place are tending to either make their parking bays smaller or narrower so the car can only just fit in. Now, I don't know about you, but in the news over the past 5 or 6 years, you could see that the obesity level in this country is increasing. And that means that people are getting larger. Hence, I personally believe that parking spaces should be getting wider. Now, as of the 23rd of January 2012, as I'm doing this, I personally think that parking spaces are sort of set in a certain position. I think the rules and regulations are something like just over 2 meters wide or just under 2 meters wide, or I'm not quite sure on the sizes, but that's the problem. People are getting bigger and the spaces are either staying the same size or they're actually getting smaller. Now, I don't know about you, but the first thing I want to do when I get to a car park or a destination like that is to actually, see how much space there is to get out. I live, as most of you know, with a disabled person who uses a wheelchair, and as of when she became disabled, there is significant disabled bays for her to use. So we park in a disabled bay. There's enough space to get a wheelchair through with the disabled bays. Now, luckily, we use that, so I personally at the moment don't have a problem with getting out of a car. But if I was to go travelling with somebody else who isn't with a disabled person, distances between parked cars are, I would say, about that distance, and I'm not joking here. But if you've got a single driver and that's it in the car, just one person, they tend to park closer to the bay of the right-hand car, because we drive on the right here in this country. In fact, we drive on the left, but the driver's seat is on the right. Do apologise about that mistake. But the space left by a single driver with a family on the right hand side, see, on the left hand side there could be loads of space with this ignorant driver, but there isn't. And on the experiences I've personally had, I've had to squeeze to get out of the car. That's my own fault. I'm big, I know that. But do you have... I'm talking to that person that obviously, you know, isn't anyone I know, I don't think, but that person out there, that's you, who's a complete dickhead, who doesn't leave enough space for anyone to get out. You can get into your car, that's fine, you're absolutely happy about it. For us fatties and us bigger people, you know, we can't get in the car. Give us a chance. It's not just down to you, that is down to the council only making the car parking spaces, you know, relevant sizes or relevant to the regulations, and that, in my own opinion, isn't fair. And on to the prices, the charges for car parking. To put it in French terms, it's fucking ridiculous. It really is dire bloody bollockle. You've gone out into the town that you want to go to. Say like it's well, say like the majority of my viewers, I would suggest, are from the Woking area, which I used to from. So like you go to Woking, you park in a car parking space, you've actually got room either side of the car to get out, so you can do that easily, or you're in a disabled bay and you can actually use it, no problem. Now, and you have to pay, you have to put these coins in the machine, and that's another bloody useless fucking thing as well. You put the coins in the machine, and these machines don't give you change. You have to put exact money in, and if you're going to be there a while, obviously you've got to put more money in. But say like if you're there to go to the pictures in the Victoria Theatre, if it's still there, I believe it is. So like you go see a film and it's a 2-hour film, and you want to do a bit of shopping after that, so that's at least 3 hours you've got to put in, and say 3 hours is £3.70 or something like that. Or I'm not 100% sure on the charges. I wouldn't be. I haven't lived in Woking for 10 plus years, so almost 10 years. So you put the coins in, exact change. So that requires you to not only plan your journey, plan the car parking, but it also makes you have to plan the change that you're going to put in the machine. Now that's change I'd rather spend on drinks and snacks and stuff for the actual fucking film you're going to watch as well, and more on that in another Moaning Show. But you put a coin, you get this little shitty bit of sticker paper or something like that, and it comes out, and it's as if the council, you know, I mean obviously they've got to make their money on the car parking and things. Car parking must bring in over, I would suggest over 60% of, you know, money they get, and obviously they're budgeted and stuff like that, and that crap as well. But you've got to take this little sticker and put it in the windscreen or put it on the dashboard. And the first thing about not putting the sticker up, and this is obviously why the councils all across the country have started to put this stuff on sticker paper, is the fact that if you put it on the dashboard and you don't, you know, put the sticker up and the little fucking bit on your windscreen, it's not a sticker either. you peel the sticker back, and the sticker you have to. So like that's this hand is the ticket itself saying what time you've got left to go, and this hand is the stick. You have to stick it on like that on the window. That's fucking stupid. Just gets a little bit to peel off on the window straight away. No hassle. But instead you got to peel the whole fucking thing off, stick it to there, and shut the bastard window. Anyway, you've got to do all of that. You've got to put the correct change in, stick this useless bloody sticker on your windscreen, and then you can go about your business. Now we come to supermarket car parking, and this is almost the worst, and I'll get onto the worst and the more or less requested bit of the show, but now we're on to supermarket car parking. Now, I don't know about you, but we use supermarkets quite a bit during the week. In fact, I think we use them every day for either newspapers, milk, bare essentials, whatever, the main weekly shop. Doesn't matter. You go shopping to a supermarket. First thing you notice is that nearly all of the spaces are taken up. Second you notice is the fact that there's always designated sections for disabled people, and that's fair enough. There has to be, I think, by law, you know. Okay. Secondly, you have to have designated spaces for mother and child. Now these are the worst cases. The mother and child are usually towards the front of the store or towards the entrance of the store, as are the disabled bays. But the mother and child bit is particularly annoying because I think they even get more preferential treatment than the disabled bays. But the mother and child parking, say like it's there, and the disabled parking is about there, and the store's about here. Alright? That's just for example. And the mother and child bays, or parent and child bays, are usually taken up by massive bloody great people carriers, and this woman gets out, she's laden down with kids, she's got like one in each arm, 6-year-old daughter, or even less than that, is pushing the trolley with a 3-year-old brother in the top, and there's another kid of about 7 behind them. So she's got about 5 kids, this woman, for an example. That's what the bays are for. What the bays are not for is you ignorant bastards that are parking in there just so you can get a sandwich, newspaper, and a bottle of drink for lunch. That you're not with them. You're not with your children or whatever. You just park in there because it's easier, so you can get in and out, grab your lunch, and piss off back to work. You ignorant bastards, fuck off. And that's not to take it away from the complete and total arseholes that park in disabled bays when you're not fucking disabled. You bastards out there that are parking in the bays, and I don't know if any of you have actually done this during the 10 years or so that I've been away from Woking, or from whenever you've started to drive and thought, I'll just go in there just for a couple of minutes to get a sandwich, bottle of drink, pack of crisps or whatever, or just do a little bit of shopping. Yeah, if you park in a disabled bay and you are not disabled, or if you park in a mother and child bay and you're not with your kids and haven't got a legitimate reason like a pushchair or something, you are causing disruption and trouble. And you, quite frankly, are ignorant and you need a fucking slap. What I will say to those people that have done this, shame on you for a start. Secondly, you do need a fucking slap. Thirdly, if a person who is disabled wants to park, they have to park in one of them bays I was talking about earlier that can barely just get out. We've done this on a few occasions when there's been no disabled bays, but that's understandable if you see the badges in the dashboard. Now, every disabled or everyone that is registered disabled or is a passenger or a disabled driver has a little card about that size and have a dial they have to put in to say what time they arrived. I think it's something like that. In the southwest where I currently reside, it's a blue thing. I don't know if it's an orange thing in Woking or wherever you come from or wherever you're watching this video. You have to put this thing in the dashboard to say what time you've arrived and what time you're going on, what time you've been there, and all sorts of things like that. Next off, these people who aren't disabled, you can quite clearly tell because they haven't got this square thing that's in the dashboard. And if they haven't got that, and whenever a car park is full up and I'm at somewhere where there are disabled bays and we can't get a bay, I always look and see if these things are in the dashboard. Now 95% of the time they're there, but for the other 5% of times I am tempted to to quickly go by or have a pad of paper and a pen and write down, "Thanks, you ignorant fuck, we can't park," and slap it underneath the windscreen wipers. Now I think anyone's entitled to do that, especially if they're a disabled bay or a parent and child parking, and obviously someone ignorant has parked in that particular space, and that's that. That's supermarket parking and general parking as well. Now the worst thing about general parking in that sense is that even disabled people have to pay car parking fees. Now down here in the southwest I think it's something like £1.70 an hour or nearly £2 an hour, and then £1 for every hour after that. Now a lot of people in this region say that that's not on, and to be honest I think it's maybe even like 80p for half an hour. It's bloody ridiculous. But we went to a place just before Christmas called Taunton, and in the disabled bay, because we went there rather early, we got there about 8:30 or 8:45, we found a bay and you have to go read the instructions and blah 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 blah. We didn't have to pay at all. We were there till about 2:30, 2:45. We didn't have to pay a single penny. I wonder what the car parking is like where you actually are watching this video, but it's all in relative terms. You all have to. I mean, obviously the councils have to make their money, but surely disabled people have paid enough with the fact they've lost a limb or they're not quite right in the head or whatever. I don't mean that to be rude in any respect, but what I'm saying is these disabled people have paid enough, so why should they have to pay like £1.30 here to park for an hour and a half, or 30p here or 80p there to park for half an hour? It's not fair. It's complete crap. And then on to the requested part of the programme. Hospital parking. Now, you're paying enough because a friend or relative is in hospital, and you go to visit them to either cheer them up, or you go visit them because they're your spouse or child or whatever, and you go in to the car parking bit. Now car parking disabled bays at hospitals are few and far between. So like if there's 300 spaces at a hospital, 10 or less will be disabled. So that's the worst thing in that respect. Then you get the astronomical prices of the actual parking while you're there. Now, I don't know if this is bad, but let me give you an example. So like you are not disabled and you park in an original bay, you know, a normal bay. Forget the being able to get out. There's quite a few spaces, but you park in the car park at the hospital and you go to buy a ticket to park, or to legally park should I say, and you are looking at probably £2 plus an hour. I remember when Mum went to St George's Hospital in London to have a heart bypass operation, I think it was close to £2.50, maybe even £3 an hour to do this, to park in this hospital to visit your sick wife or your sick mother. That's effing ridiculous. It's bloody stupid. Not all hospitals are expensive as that, you know, it might be £2 plus or £1.80, £1.90 an hour. But say, and this is the requested bit, as I say, hello Uncle John, but say like you've got an appointment at the hospital, and generally you know, people that need to be seen at hospitals are either sick or they've got something wrong with them, or you know, they've got appointments for whatever, you know, paediatrician, dietitian, chiropody. Some people may go to the dentist at the hospital, I don't know. So like if you've got the appointment and your appointment is for 3 o'clock that afternoon, so you, and obviously you need to go because you need to be sorted out, whatever, you go and you park in a space, you pay your money, and your appointment's at 3, remember, and you aren't seen for whatever reason, backlog of patients, you know, doctor or whoever you're seeing having a little break, coffee break, fag break, whatever, you don't actually get seen until 25 past, and this appointment would only take say 10-15 minutes at the most. You're there, or say like if you're there for a couple of hours even, you have to go there to get into, to be advised or operated on or whatever. You're there because you have to be there, and yet they still charge you at the car park. They still charge you for being ill. They still charge you for needing that operation. They still charge you for sewing that finger back on, or they still charge you for, you know, putting the stitches in your head if you've cut your head open or whatever. They charge you money being ill or injured. That's not right. That's not right at all. Alright, you have to pay prescription charges at the chemist or whatever. That's understandable. Things cost money to make and do. But if you've... For instance, I broke my ankle in 2001. And so like if I'd done that again and went to the hospital, you know, to get it not seen to, but say checked out, say, oh yeah, you need to go have an x-ray, or you need to go and get that seen to, you would be charged for being ill or being injured. And that's complete bollocks. That is complete and total bollocks. You cannot charge someone for, you know, being unlucky that they've broken a bone or broken a hip or broken a you know, a hand or a finger. You cannot do that. But it seems as though these hospitals and hospitals in general have been doing this for years and years and years. And it's a complete rip-off. And say like, and this isn't the end of parking. Say like, you've done what you need to. You've got your shopping, you've been to the appointment, you've done this, you've done that, you're ready to go home. And you are either late coming back, say like if your ticket runs out at 4 o'clock and you get back at say 5 past or 10 past. You get back to your car. Now, there's 3 scenarios. 1, you're very lucky and there's nothing there. There's nothing there, you get back in your car, you drive home, you're alright. 2, you are back, you get back to the car and you got this piddly little sticker saying parking notice or something like that. I think it's black and yellow. Black and yellow strand, parking notice. You are fined, blah 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 blah. Please pay at your nearest, blah 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 blah. And you've got a phone number at the bottom or whatever to phone an appeal, or an address to write to phone an appeal. Now, that's the second case. Worst case scenario, number 3, is that you get back and you find you've been clamped. Or because you got back late. Now, if you're on a double yellow line or something like that, then you deserve to be clamped, quite frankly. But if you're in a hospital and you've got an appointment and the appointment's overran by 5-10 minutes and you get done because of that, then you cannot surely be legitimately done because you have overrun because of unforeseen circumstances. Now, I think in cases like that, you can refer to the doctor or whoever was seeing you, and I think that gets torn up and thrown away. Now, I know for a fact that a member of my family recently got clamped very in her home, and she was done by this traffic warden or whatever, and it was very near her home, so like her house was there, she was parked about here or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, I wasn't there. But this was, you know, she got done. Now, because she worked for the council and she went to go see, well, she did work for the council before she retired, she went to go see her old supervisor. The old supervisor said, well, that's rubbish, and they actually sorted it out there and then. But those people that are unlucky enough to be claimed or given a fine or whatever, unless you've got a legitimate reason, you are in the shit and you have to pay the fine to get the car released, or, you know, the car released of the clamps or the fine itself. And that's what's wrong. The consumer, that's us, that's me and you, you know, me and you, we don't hardly have any rights when it comes to so-called illegal parking. And that's another bad thing. These traffic wardens, if they're having a good day, they might turn a blind eye to 5 to 10 minutes being late or whatever. But if these traffic wardens are having a bad day, they've been verbally abused, and they look at the clock, it's like a couple of minutes over, you know, anything up to 5, and they'll go, oh, fuck it, they write the ticket out. It's all depending on personal preference when it comes to traffic wardens, which is why when my immediate family, me, mum and dad, go to places to park, we always buy over the top, and we'll always come back within time. And, you know, we might do the nice thing of someone at a parking minute say, we've got 35 minutes left on this. Oh yeah, that'll do, thank you very much. We'll pass the ticket on. We haven't got no more use for it. So that's basically it for this edition of the Moaning Show. I hope that's good enough for you, I'm gone. Like I say, there are fresh episodes every week now of my top 5. Coming very soon is my first WWE Wrestling prediction show, of which I'll be doing at least 13 of them this year. I'll only do them for big events, and I'll obviously do a results show. Obviously there will be my top 5, more moaning shows, keep an eye out for all of them, and eventually in March, the 2 bloody months, come on time, come on, there will be the beginning of the Formula 1 preview and review shows, and a little 2012 preview as we get closer to the season start. So all of those to come in the next few weeks, and obviously keep your eyes open for more and more stuff coming from the channel. So this is me, HCD Rules 0001, with another Moaning Show, and I'll see you next time.